Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and I'm extremely excited to get to you right now, fresh out of the 2024 U.S. presidential race debate. All right, who is the biggest winner of the night? Vivek Ramaswamy crushed it. He won the debate. How did he win the debate? All right, so first of all, Doug Burgum showed up. That guy, I think he showed up to say, "Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. I'm done." I don't. Vivek didn't need to deal with Doug Burgum. Doug Burgum's a non-issue. Okay, and then Nikki Haley. I think he just outperformed her. Right, and then Tim Scott. Tim Scott, major contender, smart guy. I think he's a threat. And again, Vivek Ramaswamy was able to make his points better than Tim, and just was more. I think he was a more interesting person. Vivek used the term "thinking agent," right? And I think when you look at Vivek, he's really independent. He's super smart. He's hyper focused. And Tim Scott is all those things way lower down, right? Just not as charismatic, not as intelligent, not as confident, right? I think Tim Scott's a contender. He's not off the board yet, right? And he moved forward tonight, but not in leaps and bounds the way Vivek Ramaswamy did, right? Chris Christie, interesting, right? You know what? I'm going to talk about Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, and Mike Pence. So how did Vivek Ramaswamy defeat them? Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Michael Pence all directly attacked Vivek Ramaswamy and made him the main ward cleaver target. Right? Every single one of those guys, Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, Michael Pence, they are all ward cleaver wall candidates. Right? They have the same two attributes as they are male, and they are the name of a Vampire Weekend. And their other attribute is the name of a Vampire Weekend song. All right, so it's just they're ward cleavers, right? And they're like, oh, and when they all attacked him, Vivek Ramaswamy, it harkened back, and they were like, remember the days when the Republican Party stood for prejudice and would never allow a person of color on the ticket? Let us remind you of those days. And I think they all just attacked him. They gave this very stilted ward cleaver attack, like, oh my goodness, a person of color's on the stage and talking. We'd better attack him, right? And it looked terrible. It was very strong reminder of old Republican prejudice, in my opinion. And and the fact that they're all the same type of person, and they're all attacking him in the same way and with the same ferocity. But here's the kicker: Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, Mike Pence, these are all real candidates who are going to stick around. And I'm going to talk about Asa Hutchinson. I'm going to talk about Pence again, okay, in a minute. But Ron DeSantis, Chris Christie, and Mike Pence all said, "Hey, I'm a ward cleaver candidate. I have the two attributes you like. Could you vote for me? And also, I just want to remind you of the old Republican prejudice, right? Like, and it's just, I think Vivek parried all the attacks extremely well, was very swift, got his points across, and did fantastically. I think he crushed it. He did such an amazing job, right? And I'm just super proud of him. I think he really knocked it out of the park. He beat. I think actually DeSantis and Christie and Pence showed themselves to be fiends by attacking him immediately and as vehemently. And I think we all know why, right? That's the issue, right? They all, hey, remember, I'm your ward cleaver candidate. I'm going to attack this person because they're not a ward cleaver. I think it was repugnant, and I think they all put themselves below. They gave the win to Vivek by acting dishonorably, okay? Let's talk about Mike Pence and Asa Hutchinson. They also lost the debate. And this is terrible, but it's just, I wish the camera didn't matter. The camera matters. This is America, right? And you win, and we can't pretend anymore. We know from how do we know? We know from the Richard Nixon, John F. Kennedy, right? Like the camera matters in America. They would show Vivek Ramaswamy. He was constantly smiling, right? 38 years old, vibrant, clearly can talk, clearly can move, clearly is not very close to his mortuus. Okay? Then the camera would go to Asa Hutchinson and Mike Pence. They looked like they had had makeup put on for them to be put into their coffins. They looked like corpse candidates. They looked horrible. You put a 75, you put a 60, you put a 70, 75, 80-year-old person on stage next to a 38-year-old vibrant human, it looks horrible, right? So the reality is, I don't think Vivek meant to virtually destroy them the way he virtually did, but he handed it to them. Like, they just looked abominable. Absolutely abominable. They looked like walking corpses compared to him, right? And the issue is, like, that wouldn't be a big deal, except I think most Americans right now are like, is the president alive? Did he make it through another day? When they're 80, this is the question, right? So, like, that, I think that was very real. So, and I actually, that's kind of it, right? Doug Burgum, he would have been, I think he would have gained the same amount of ground if he didn't even show, right? He's done. He's finished. You can write him off now. Nothing, right? Asa Hutchinson and Mike Pence, corpse candidates. They look horrible on camera. And I think Americans are like, this 80-year-old president thing is not sounding great, right? Like, and so they looked like they had makeup put on themselves to be laid in their coffins. They looked absolutely abominable. And I think this is on Americans' minds. They're like, I'd like to know that my president can walk and talk, right? Both, like, then tomorrow. And right now we don't have that confidence, right? Like, we just don't, like, age is like, when you're 80 and you pass, no one's like, oh, what happened? They're like, yeah, he was 80, like, he passed, right? Like, and I think Americans are like, I'd like to be confident that my president will be alive tomorrow, like, and that's where it's at, right? Like, Nikki Haley did well. Vivek surpassed her, right? Tim Scott, serious threat. I think he's strong. Vivek is more charismatic, more confident, more intelligent, and shows it. All right. I think it's possible that Tim Scott is more charismatic. No, he's definitely not more charismatic. And he's definitely not more confident. He could be more intelligent, all right? But he's not showing it, right? Being intelligent and showing it are two different things, right? So that, I think that's very interesting. Chris Christie, I think he showed up, he showed out, right? But I think Vivek definitely handed him his butt on a few different questions, right? And I will tell you right now, let's just talk about Ron DeSantis. He did not gain a single inch tonight. Sagar over on Breaking Point said it earlier today. He's like, Ron DeSantis' team was like, make sure to zip up your human suit all the way, right? Like, and it was, his eyes were dead, right? And it's clear he's not charismatic. Right? He is confident and he is intelligent, but he's not charismatic. And in America, you have to be charismatic, confident, and intelligent to win. You really do, right? If you're not intelligent, you won't survive the media. If you're not confident, and that's, you have to be confident to run, but it has to be maintained and it has to be hyper level. I don't think he has hyper level confidence. And then Vivek does, and we saw that tonight. And so I think Ron DeSantis really did not help himself tonight. Now, the problem is, I'm not sure he hurt himself. And the reason why is I think he's the establishment candidate, right? But Vivek crushed it. He became the main target. That's good, because every time somebody said his name, he got 30 seconds to talk, and he used it, and he moved forward. Also, I will say, I got in on Vivek early, right? And honestly, the reason why was he said something I hated. Right, which was like this idea that you should pass the same test immigrants pass to vote. And I was like, that's a terrible idea, right? Actually, that was my first video on him, right? I was like, hey, I don't like this idea from this guy. But then I didn't stop listening. I listened to more, and I was like, wait a second, this is the guy, right? And honestly, the more I see him, the more I love him. He is the guy. This is the dude who can beat Donald Trump, right? And this is the guy who I actually want to govern. I would be very happy in a Vivek Ramaswamy America. Vivek Ramaswamy won Fox News first, right out of the gate, right out of the gatesies, 2024 U.S. presidential race debate. Who lost? Who lost worse than Doug Burgum? Coward President Donald Trump. Not showing up was lame sauce. Not showing up says, "Oh, are you no longer capable of debating? You lost a step. You had a Mitch McConnell incident. Okay, you know. Oh, you lost. You can't find your courage. Did you pack it in a box and forget where it was down in Mar-a-Lago? Right? You either ain't got courage. You ain't got capability. Whatever it is, lame sauce. Not showing up was lame sauce." It was nice, though, because we got to hear people talk. So, Vivek Ramaswamy wins the 2024 U.S. presidential primary, in my humble opinion. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.